Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot with your girl Becky, bringing another pick a card reading. Today we are going to ask, what is it about you that turns men on? I just thought that this would be a really fun one. It's been kind of sitting on my heart for a while and I have no idea, so maybe somebody out there just needs encouragement to know that they're very sensual and sexual and that they do turn people on. And sometimes you just need that reminder, right? Because we have a tendency to be negative towards ourselves, and this is just that confirmation that you are attractive indeed as you are in this here now here moment. You are very beautiful, you are extremely handsome, you are an incredible soul being here choosing to be human and experience what the human life is. So we're, of course, nosy and we want to know these things, so we'll go ahead and get into that. With that being said, if you're new here, welcome. This is just a reminder that we are all human here on this journey together, doing the same things, trying to figure it out as we go along, and you are welcome as you are. No need to change because you are enough, and this is the tribe where we believe each other are enough and we are stronger and thrive together. For those of you returning, for those of you that have subscribed, commented, for those of you that have supported this channel in any one way, shape, or form, thank you so much. You all have such a beautiful, special place in my heart and my soul, and I'm just so very honored to share this space and this time with you and to experience this journey together, because that's exactly what this channel is. It's a journey. Also, I have some exciting news. So, when this video posts, this should be up and running. So, I am going to post a link down in the description box. For those of you that are interested in hearing some tips and tricks on how to navigate life, if you're just looking for daily inspiration, if you're just looking for help in your everyday life, whatever it is, motivation, just wondering about what my journey is, I am actually starting what is called Scatter Love Radio, and it is going to go live on Spotify. And yeah, it should be up and running as soon as this video posts. I will be trying to post Monday, Wednesday, and Friday 3 times a week a podcast for you to take with you on the go if you just can't get enough of me, because I know there's a ton of you that return to watch my channel, and I'm just so honored to be here. So for those of you that are wondering what my story is, how I got into this positivity, manifestation journey, the spiritual journey, whatever you want to call it, that is where that is going to come out, and I'm going to share with you my experience and how it is that I overcame the trials and the tribulations that I myself have experienced, and hopefully it will give you the courage to overcome the trials and the tribulations that you may currently be facing, or maybe that you haven't been able to overcome that you have faced in the past. So make sure you check that out. The link will be down in the description box for you to follow. Again, those will come out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of every week for you to take on the go, to listen in the car, at work, while you work out, while you're doing the dishes, while you're cooking, while you're cleaning, whatever it is, however you could listen to it. And just thank you in advance for supporting me in this. I'm so honored. So I'm super excited to bring that to you. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into our prayer so we can start our reading, right? Why else did we come here? Because we want to know, what is it about us that turns people on, or that turns men on specifically? I will do one that is for women as well, for those of you wondering about women. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. So let's start our prayer. Perfect. My beloved source, this is for any and all who come onto this video, whether it's for a second or whether it's for the entire video. They are part of this tribe, even if they're here for a season, a reason, a lesson, or a blessing. It doesn't matter. We've all collided our universes for purpose, and that was all orchestrated by you in such a beautiful and wondrous way. And I'm just truly honored to be here sharing this, sharing your love, sharing your kindness, your grace, and your mercy with those who need to know or remember or see that you truly are a walking embodiment with us on this journey. My beloved Source, I ask that you remind each and every human that is here that they are beautiful, glorious, wonderful, incredible, amazing, and perfect in their imperfectness as they are. And that you gift them with the confidence that they need, and that you gift them with the courage to see themselves in the same way that you see us, that you accept us in every now, here now moment. That even if we didn't lose the weight that we said we were going to, or even if we didn't choose to wear that clothing like we said we were going to, or even if we didn't change ourselves in the way that we said we were going to, that we thought were going to make us feel better, to know that none of that matters, that you see our hearts, not our being, not our vessel. Our vessel is just the vehicle through which we travel this realm. But that you, Source, see us at our barest being, and that's our hearts, our soul, our essence that came directly from you. And I ask that you gift each and every human on this video that very same knowledge, that very same wisdom, that they too can see themselves as this shining light being that they are, in the wondrous place that they are. My beloved Source, I pray all these words, and as they are spoken, so shall they be. Amen, aho, aseh. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I loved that prayer. I never know what I'm going to say. I always feel like it's directly channeled from Source, and so I have to say I was getting really emotional with that. And some of you know I will bawl on a video. That's cool. I have no troubles with bawling. Sometimes I have to go and take a minute to myself. However, I just really loved that, and I felt it in my heart. So I hope that hit home for at least one of you. That means that it did do exactly what its purpose was. So let's go ahead and get into it and pick a oracle card for what is it about the collective, you, that turns men on. What is it about you that turns men on? Okay, thank you, Source. What is it about you that turns men on? Alright. Whoa. Kind of chopped cards here. Source, what is it about pile 1 that turns men on? What oracle card will help us understand this? What oracle card will help us know better what it is about pile 1 that turns men on? Thank you very much. Very much. Thank you very much. And for pile number 2, Source, what is it about pile number 2 that turns men on? What oracle card will help us understand this better? Thank you. Gracias, gracias, gracias. And for pile number 3, thank you, pile number 3. You came out quick and easy. Okay, that doesn't mean you're quick and easy, okay? We ain't going there. This is an 18 up reading, so I'm going to make it restricted for age. Why? Because we're going to get down and dirty today. Let me turn on this beautiful light here. Maybe turn this one off. Yeah, that's a lot better there. Okay, so on the bottom of the deck, we do have Ceremony, Invocation. This is just a confirmation that Source is here with you. See, you have this beautiful light coming in from above, seeing you as this beautiful light being, setting your soul on fire and reminding you that you in this now moment are perfect, loved, supported, and desired. Okay, so for pile 1, we do have this beautiful piece of clear quartz to choose from. Okay. For pile number 2, we have this beautiful piece of citrine. Let me see if I can get that to focus a little better. There we go. All right. Excellent. This was a long intro. Thanks for being with me, guys. And for pile number 3, we have this beautiful piece of garnet for you to choose from. I love this piece of garnet. I love all of my gemstones and crystals. I really do. This garnet just, it has such an interesting energy to it. It just truly does. Excellent. So we do have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So whichever one you are drawn to, that should be the reading for you, keeping in mind that these are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave what does not. And with that being said, I'll see you on whichever pile you choose. Hello, pile number 1. This is if you were attracted or called to this beautiful piece of crystal quartz or to this card during the drawing. This should be your pile. Please keep in mind they are general readings, so take what resonates and leave what does not. Now, if you were not there during the shuffle, that is okay. It is not a requirement. However, I do just want to let you know that as you interact with the channel by commenting, liking, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to connect with your energy to get you out more resonant readings. Thank you to everyone who does support my channel in any one way, shape, or form. And really quickly here, if you guys check out the description box, because you cannot get enough of me, which I love you so much, and that means so much to me, you will see a link down there below that will lead you to, there is a blue jay taking a bath outside of my window right now. That may resonate with someone. It will lead you to my radio station, which is Scatter Love Radio, which is going live on Spotify. It should already be live on Spotify when this posts, and you will have a video or a podcast available to you Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays that you guys can take with you. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into your reading. So source for pile number 1, what is it about pile number 1 that turns men on? What is it, source? What can you tell us about pile number 1 that turns men on? Let's get down and dirty. We need to have an 18 plus reading, so let us have an 18 plus reading today, source. What is it about pile number 1 that turns men on? All right, what do we got? 4th house, Scorpio, and Mercury. All right, let me get this set up here. So you are somebody that they can see themselves building a home with. Somebody who's not afraid to communicate what their needs are. And you might be like, why does that turn somebody on? Because they see you as somebody who is intelligent and wise and not just going to blow up when something goes wrong, right? You know how there are people out there who just start a fight for no good reason, and that's a huge turnoff for anybody, really. But they see you as somebody they can build a home with. And what turns them on about you, we have this Scorpio energy here, and this is about that mysterious, deep, dark energy that, like, oh, they can't get enough of. Like, you're so secretive, and you're so mysterious, you give so little away, and they're like, oh, I want to tame pile 1. I want to lay them down. I keep hearing that, I want to fuck you. Fuck you. That song, what is that? By Akon? Is that how it goes? Yeah. So, I'm going to do an 18 plus reading. You guys know I don't usually curse on my readings. So if it comes out today, you know what? Free game. Okay? It's not that I don't curse. I just choose not to on my readings because I like to keep them friendly for everybody. But this is an 18 and up. So let's just be free game. They want to lay you down, okay? This is somebody who wants to see every part of you. Also, with the Scorpio energy here next to the Mercury energy, they see you as someone they can talk dirty to. They see you as someone that, oh, if pile 1 would just play this game of talking dirty with me, like, I don't even think I could handle myself. So a lot of men see you as somebody that would be willing to go outside of very societal norms when it comes to behind the sheets, okay? Under the sheets, y'all, under the sheets, okay? I keep seeing bondage here, especially with the Scorpio energy, but this is something they want to be safe. So there's a lot of men who are turned on by the idea of tying you up or you tying them up. I hear dominatrix, so this might be somebody who wants a dominatrix and they want you to tie them up to treat them like they're a dirty, naughty boy. And, you know, do all kinds of things to whip their ass, to tickle their balls, like all that, okay? Again, we're doing an 18 and up. But this is what they find so it turns them on just thinking about this with you. Okay? Feeling like we can have something at home that we keep behind our front door, that we keep behind our bedroom door, and the only two that are ever going to know about it are you and them, and they like that idea because they know that you're not going to go off and spread it around to everybody and be like, oh, XYZ happened with my honey today, like, oh my gosh, you know what we do. I mean, it's not to say that you wouldn't tell your friends, but it's very much like on a need-to-know basis. Like, you're not just going to go out and blurt it off to everybody because you give this mysterious air about you. You're very much in this place of keeping secrets. And, you know, when we talk about Scorpio energy, that is all things that are uncomfortable. That is all things that people don't talk about, the taboo, right? And so when we think about taboo, this is like somebody who... or it could be people, okay, because we're talking about men in general. So these could be men who have very strange fetishes, right? Like, I honestly, I saw somebody who wants to wear a diaper, like a kind of fetish like that. Somebody who wants to get really down and dirty. And again, this might gross you out, okay? I'm not trying to gross you out. But these are the things that they're thinking about with you. They see you as somebody who's very nurturing. And that's why I saw somebody who wants to wear a diaper, okay? Like, somebody who gets off on that. Somebody who likes to be mothered and babied. But also, this is somebody who likes to be told at home. They like to be degraded in some way. And they think that you have that energy that would just really pour into that. There's also the opposite side where they want to dominate you, but they don't want it to be in such a way that you feel suffocated. Like, this is something they want to take time out to communicate what boundaries are, to communicate what a safe word is, and to really, really, really explain to one another what is comfortable on both sides. Like, they don't want to put you in a position where you feel like you're forced to do something. And likewise, they don't want to put themselves in a position where they're uncomfortable either. It's like, if we're both comfortable in approaching this, then I know that things are going to be safe. And so what turns them on about you is that they feel like you're somebody that's safe for them to express what their sexual needs are. Whew, I'm already getting... just like, ooh, I don't know about this reading. And now we know why we've not done these very often. No, but for real, like, this is a group where men see you as someone that they can just do whatever they want. Like, if y'all are voyeurs, is that the right word? I think it is. But if you guys like to do voyeuristic things and experience sex in various different places, like, they would be like that. Or, like, they might want to watch you with another man. They see you as somebody that's so beautiful or so attractive or so handsome or so, like, this feels like excruciating beauty to them. And I can hear some of you guys like, no, it's not me. Stop. You need to give yourself some credits because you're not seeing quite how bright your light is shining, okay? This is somebody who sees beyond the outside vessel. This is someone who sees right into your soul, and it's your soul that makes you beautiful in every aspect, way, shape, or form, okay? So stop and give yourself some credit because this is somebody who sees you as just irresistible. And you turn them on. Like, when you walk into a room, they're absolutely speechless. This is somebody who is generally very, very confident with their words. This is somebody, like, again, if we have that energy of men coming through here who want to be the dominator, okay, who want to be the one that's in charge, who wants to be the controller, they're very much in a controlled sense. They take care of the way they speak. They are very careful about how they talk with people, and very rarely do they lose their words, and very rarely do they lose their mind. But when you're around, they can't say anything correctly. They stumble over their speech, they stutter. It's like all these things that they've never done before, and it's almost like they want to punish you, but in a very kind, compassionate, loving, and sexual way. And so what turns you on, or what turns men on about you, is how strong you are as a person. How strong you are. Let's get some cards out on it. Yeah, and they feel very fortunate. Look, they can't speak talk. Like, they can't speak talk. Exactly what I was trying to say here. They cannot talk correctly. They can't speak well when you're around. It, like, drives them nuts because they've worked so hard. Maybe this is some men who have dealt with stutters when they were younger, or were not able to clearly communicate when they were younger, right? This is men who really, really like painstakingly take time to really work on the way that they present themselves to others. And yet when you're around, it's like they lose their mind and they lose all ability to speak correctly. And so you might notice that there's some men who not say anything to you. And the reason they don't say anything to you is because they can't. So for pile number 1, source, what is it about pile number 1 that turns men on? Thank you. And again, these are just fun readings, you know. I don't know. This one's been on my heart for a while, so this card wants to come out. I feel like I want to get one more. I don't want this to be crazy long. Let's see what comes out. I feel like I need one more. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, they want to be... Okay. What do we got on the bottom of the deck? Yes. So, what is it about you that turns them on? Like, just everything about you. Like, this is somebody who maybe has taken pictures of you. Okay, and again, I just want to say, I'm not trying to creep anybody out. I'm just telling you what the cards are telling me, the energy that's coming through here. But this could be very well someone who has snuck a picture of you when you weren't paying attention, and they go home and they masturbate thinking about all these things that they would do to you. They're like, oh, pile 1, you don't even know, okay? And there's some things that they want to do that may seem childish, right? Like, maybe they want to go to, like, when they meet your parents or you meet their parents, like, they want to go and have sex on your parents' bed or on their parents' bed. Like, these very childish acts that are very sexual by nature, but they want to have these very, like it's almost like they want to have that teenage type of love with you, that whole experimental, let's try everything because we have no idea what either of us likes, so let's try everything here. But they are completely turned on by you. They're confident when you're around that this is it. Like, this is who I need sexually in my bed. And it has to do with the way you present yourself. It has to do with your energy. You may be a homebody. You may have Scorpio in your chart as well, which automatically makes you that very mysterious person, right? So what is it about you? Yeah, I can't. They are watching you, okay? Look at this. They are exactly what I was saying. Like, they may have taken a picture of you, or they may go online to your Facebook, your social media, and they may look at your videos and they may masturbate to you, or they may have like a hidden folder, especially with the secret, you know, the secrets from Scorpio here. Like, they may have a hidden folder where they take and they keep all your pictures at so that they can continue to look at it. This is somebody, though, who's not necessarily going to come forward, okay? But what is it about you that turns men on? Right? It's your looks. It's your ability to not say anything. And it's the fact that you have a lot of sexual energy that's... You seem very innocent. Look, we have the Ace of Swords coming out here. Yes. What do we have? Yep. Yeah, and it has to do with the way you present yourself around people. You're very innocent looking. And I already see some of you with that little sideways smile. No, I'm not that innocent. Like, it's cool. No, but you just seem very innocent. It's like these are men who want to take that purity, that almost like they see, again, like that childlike love. It's like when you're in high school. That kind of sounded weird. I'm not trying to be like that. Like, this is like when you're in high school, you know, like when you're young, when you're in your early 20s, and maybe you are in your early 20s, but it's like they want to take that youthful love and like destroy it, like just destroy it. Like, they just want to destroy, like, in a good way. Like, they want to make sure you can't walk. They want to make sure that you can't speak. Like, how much they get tongue twisted when they're around you. They want you to be in that way as well. Now, for some, this is actually a one man who's coming through. Like, I keep getting one man who's coming through here. So, and it's just really strong, but it's a man that you met while you were out networking, or while you were out just talking about, you know, to others and doing whatever it is that you do. This is somebody that you met outside of home, outside of work. This is like out and about. So then that's not going to resonate with everybody, but that is a message that's coming through here. Yeah, this is somebody who likes voyeuristic opportunities. Like, they want to be childish. Like, so if you did meet at work, this is somebody who wants to take you and trap you into the supply closet and let's do our dance with no pants. Let's get it on. Right? And that's what they want. Like, and they like that. And so they're constantly in their own heads thinking about what it would be like to be with you. They're also kind of detached emotionally. Like, this isn't necessarily someone who wants a one night stand, but they're detached emotionally because they can't get over thinking about what it would be like to fuck you. Like, they can't get over it. They're like, whoa, what would it be like to be with pile one? What would it be like? And so they love how clear headed you are. Like, this is the one thing that has come through this whole reading, is how you communicate. It has everything to do with, they've seen you in a tough situation where you could have lost your cool, where you could have been completely dramatic, where you could have been like over the wall, over the top, like insane, and yet for some reason you weren't. And so they are completely turned on by that because maybe they've had a lot of people in their life that have been very judgmental, who've been very dramatic, who haven't had really nice things to say. And this is something that they really like, is how you show up, right? Let's see. What else is coming through here? Yeah, they want it to be exciting and unpredictable. Because they feel like you would be into that. They feel like you'd be into this sense of not being predictable when it comes to sex. Like, they feel like, you know, you might instigate it, they might instigate it, but at the end of the day, where it ends up at is going to be completely baffling and mind-blowing and excellent and wonderful, right? Also, these are men who like to play mind games. Like I was saying, they're stuck in their mind, and they like to play mind games because it makes them feel like they're in control. Like, again, I keep getting that control energy, but it has to do with the way that you present yourself. Like, it's like, usually they're the ones that make people stutter. Usually they're the ones that have this, it's almost like an intimidating presence, right? But when you're around, it's the complete opposite. The way that they make others feel is the same way that you make them feel. And it's almost like they're mad, but they're also really glad that that's happened because it's not something that they've known before, right? So when we have the Ace of Swords coming out, what I was talking about up here is like they want to have that complete, honest communication with you. They do not want either of you to be in an uncomfortable situation. They don't want this to feel uncomfortable. They don't want it to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm being pressured into doing something. And it doesn't matter. It's like if you fake something, right? Like, they're going to ask, did you fake that orgasm? And they want you to say, yes, I did. Like, if you did, right? They don't want it to be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna orgasm just for the hope that they're gonna get off or whatever. Like, this is somebody who thrives on honesty, and they see you as an honest person. And because of that, like, they know that they could be completely honest with you in what it is that they desire from you. And that can seem kind of scary, right? It kind of can seem scary. And the other thing here is that they're afraid that if they do connect with you, that they're going to get emotionally attached beyond the sex. Like, beyond the sex here. So what turns you on is that they see you as somebody that they can get all their fantasies met. Okay, that's what turns them on. Like, they feel like you would be willing to meet every one of their fantasies. And likewise, it's not just one-sided. Okay, this is somebody who wants to meet every one of your fantasies, no matter how obscure they may seem. Especially with this Page of Swords here. This is like obscure, unpredictable, things that aren't normal. But because they're watching you all the time, they want that honesty between you. And they're also scared that there might be a deep emotional attachment here beyond their control. And so it's like, I'm afraid to go forward for pile one. Men are. This is the mass majority of men that you meet. They're afraid to come forward towards you, pile one, because they're afraid that they're going to fall in. They're just going to fall in love, and they're not going to have any say about it, right? It's like, these are men who feel the intuitive draw to you, right? They intuitively know you. Okay, it's like they feel like you're in tune with one another. So maybe you're out and about and like they look at you and within 2 seconds you're looking back at them because you have that feeling like, okay, I know so and so is watching me, and so you look at them and they see you and they're like, whoa, like nobody's done that before, like no one's been quite like that before. And so, all right, I just, for some reason my light okay, there we go, that's better. And so that's what they're afraid of, that emotional connection. They're really kind of tripped out about it, right? But when we have the Knight of Wands here in the reverse, it is kind of, it's kind of like somebody who, I don't know, they're just very childish. Like this is somebody who might play a lot of games with you, and they also might not be as experienced as you'd like them to. It's like this is somebody who plays out things in their mind a lot, right? And I feel like it's like they've never had somebody that they've met where they felt comfortable enough that they could even potentially tell their wants to, and yet here you are, pile one, and they want to tell their wants to you. And so this is like someone who is more in tune with what their thoughts are and playing those fantasies out in their mind than actually taking action. But with the King of Wands here, we have this ridiculously great sexual partner who is really good in bed. Okay, someone who is really good. Like, these are very sexy. They think you're very sexy. Like, what's that line? Sex on legs here. Like, that's the energy coming through. Like, they see you as somebody who's very, very, very beautiful, very handsome, very attractive, and they know that you guys would have great fun together. Like, that's how men see you. They see you as someone that they're comfortable with, someone that's sexy, but see equally someone that's a challenge. And that's also very sexy. You know, men okay, so the old adage is that the masculine energy is the hunter, right? It's like the hunters are the ones that go after the feminine energy, right? The receivers. That's when we're talking about energies. And so they see you as someone that they could hunt, that they could go after, that it would be like, not the chase. Like, I don't feel like you'd play hard to get, but you wouldn't give them everything up front. They feel like you really respect yourself. And they feel like you're somebody that is worth the chase. But see, there's also this fear here. They get a lot in their head, and they think that you don't want to have these fun things with, even though they see all this prosperity when they comes to you. Like, and that's something that turns them on, is this prosperity. The abundance that they know that they could have with you. Wow, that came out quick. Thank you. So let's see what we've got oracle cards wise. Aries. So this could be an Aries, but look, we have independence, bravery, and passion. This person sees you as so passionate, and that passion like boils over into them. They're very passionate about you, but they also see you as somebody who's very independent and not afraid to be a go-getter. Not afraid to start something new, not afraid to try new things, not afraid to change. And this person may be very afraid of change, or these men might be very afraid of change. And so what is it about you that turns men on is that you're willing to try new things. Like, you're like the kid. What is it? The big kid. You're the one that's always been a big kid. You'll always be a big kid. You're always out to have a good time. Then we have number 16, which is 7. They see you as lucky. Love is all around you. There's love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this at truth. Like, they see you as, look, they see you as somebody that's willing to have a good time. Look at how she's dancing, and there's all these scenes of kindness, sharing. Like, this feels like Ring Around the Rosie over here, riding a tiger, riding horses. You know, there's all these beautiful scenes in her skirt. I don't know if you can see that. I hope you can. But there's all these, like, look, traveling. Like, maybe you travel. Maybe you have a really beautiful group of friends. Maybe you hang out with your siblings all the time. You like to go swimming. You like to do... Sorry, that's really loud. I have to go start that again. But anyways, like, you're in this energy of always having a good time, and they like that. It's like you're always in this youthful state. Like, exactly what I was saying. You're in this youthful energy. what is it? Oh girl, you make me feel youthful, like we're little boys and girls. Ooh-wee. Like that, and I cannot remember who sings that song, but that's how they feel when they're with you. Like they just feel like smiling ear from ear, like, and they see you as just somebody that's not so serious all the time. You know how some people are just so serious and it makes life such a bore and a hassle and a burden, and they see like life wouldn't be a burden with you. Even the serious things, they know that they could talk to you about it and you would have your own mind about it, but you would also not be afraid to look for a solution in it instead of causing drama. Yeah, so then we have number 9, release, Jaguar. So there's this fear, again, coming up here, but they see you as someone who lets go and changes and goes with the flow, and they themselves are not really in that. Okay, and that's that fear coming through here. They see you as someone who's vulnerable, who's open, who's beautiful, who's striking, right? The Jaguar is a very striking creature, and so they see you as someone who's very striking. They also, they get really turned on thinking about if they could make you wet or if they could make you hard or whatever it is. Like these are men who just really, again, are very much in this, I want to think about the sexual side of things, because thinking about the emotions may be too hard for them. They may be scared. They may be wondering, what is it that I truly feel for pile 1? But they're turned on by you because they see you always letting go and forgiving situations and moving on and doing what's best for you. And that's a very attractive trait. You're magnetizing your energy, and so that's a very attractive thing. Look, we have ancestors, generations. So you are letting go of in general. What is in general? I have no idea. Okay. You're letting go of ancestral curses. Okay. So this could be someone that's seen you grow exponentially on your journey. Okay. This could be somebody that's been following your journey for a long time. They've seen you let go. They've seen you let go of people who've had really bad intentions for you. Okay. These are men who see you as somebody who is very wise and has very deep knowledge. Like maybe you've talked to them and you've just shown them a little bit of who you are, and they're like, whoa, I've never talked to anybody like pile 1. Again, it has to do with the way you communicate, right? We have the occult, ancient wisdom, and communication with these 2 dice here. And so you have this energy about you where it's like when they talk to you, they're like, whoa, I could learn so much from pile 1. And they really would, and they do, and I think they have in the past as well. And so that's what men get turned on by you, because of your wisdom. They see you as a home buddy, and they just see you as this person that they would just like to explore a lot of deep, dark sexual things with. Okay, so this is what I have for you, pile 1. If it resonates, make sure you leave a thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel, set that notification bell. Make sure you all hit that, or check out the link down below for Scatter Love Radio if you want to take me on the go with you. That is there 3 times a week. And with that being said, I'm going to get on out of here and leave this there. Until next time, stay human. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of citrine or this card during the shuffle, this is going to be your reading on What About You Turns Men On. Pile 1 was juicy, 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 juicy. I'm just going to let you know I may curse on this reading. It is 18 plus, so we'll see how it goes. Also, keep in mind these are general readings, so take what resonates and leave what does not. Knowing that as you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel allows me an opportunity to connect with your energy to get you out more resonant readings. And really quickly here, if you can't get enough of me, or if you would like some advice, tips, tricks about your own journey from my own experience, check out the link down below in the description. I will have it there for you to go over to my Spotify or my podcast, which is Scatter Love Radio, where you will get to learn more about me, where I'm coming from, my ideas, my thoughts, and my own experiences and how I overcame them. That will be there for you to take on the go. It will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday that I will post that for you. So, thus, with that being said, let's go ahead and start your reading. So source, for pile number 2, what is it about pile number 2 that turns men on, source? What is it about pile number 2 that turns men on? What can you tell us? How can you help us understand what it is about pile number 2 that turns men on? Oh, so we have 8th house, Capricorn, and Jupiter. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Isn't she lucky? This Hollywood girl. And they say she's so lucky. She's a star, but she cries in her lonely heart, thinking, if there's nothing missing in my life, then why do these tears come at night? Okay, so, alright, let's go with it, right? So, they think that you're really lucky, but they also see some sense of darkness and sadness behind your eyes. Like, this is somebody who wants to be there for you to, open up to and to cry on their shoulders because you're so disciplined and hardworking, right? You do not let people in. With this 8th house next to this Capricorn energy, it's like your focus is on your success, your fame, your status, your title, your position, whatever it is that you have. And it's very admirable. And this is these are men who look up to you because it's like, oh my gosh, I've never seen or met anybody who has this drive. And yet you put a lot of people to shame, but also you have a lot of luck that surrounds you. It's like, and they know, men are turned on to you because they know the reason you're so lucky is because you work hard. But they also see behind the shadows. They see behind your eyes the depths of who you are, and they see the sadness that resides there. They see the hardships that you've been through that you don't talk about, that you don't tell people. It's like maybe they hear other people say how, oh, pile 2's always had everything handed to them. It's like they have a silver spoon in their mouth, yada, yada, yada. And in truth, it's like they may stand up for you and say, you don't know pile 2 like that. Like, have you ever heard pile 2's story? And they may be like, well, no, but they have everything. And it's like, yeah, so they have everything because they work so hard. And they may ask people, don't you notice how hard they work? And people don't know how to respond back to that. So this could be a group of men, or this could be one man in particular who stands up for you behind closed doors you don't know about. Okay, this is just confirming if you've had that intuitive notion. This is that confirmation for you, but this is someone who stands up for you behind closed doors. This is someone who doesn't let people talk crap about you. They don't let you talk shit. Like, that's it. They're like, no, you're not going to talk shit about my pile 2s. Like, that's it. You don't know them. You don't know what they've been through. Okay, and they see you as someone that they can really enjoy having a good time with, but they also see like you're somebody that they can build with. Okay, now honestly, I'm just gonna tell you, this feels like a masculine on this pile. Okay, and I'm not here to say anything, because you are a perfect expression as you are of source energy. No matter what that entails, you are a perfect expression of source energy, and you're meant to be here the way you are. And I feel like I need to say that because this feels like I'm talking to a masculine here. And that could be a masculine woman. It could be a masculine man. It could be a masculine, whatever you identify with. It doesn't matter. Okay? But I do feel like this is masculine energy that I'm talking to, because they see you as someone who is a potential father figure in their life. Like, they want to have a baby with you. They want to have a family with you. Especially with this Capricorn energy here. This is the father of the zodiac. Okay? You have Cancer, which is the mother of the zodiac, and you have Capricorn, which is the father of the zodiac. So this is very paternal energy. Now, likewise, if this is a masculine woman here, they see you as being the mother of their child, but that they would really enjoy fathering a child with you, okay? So take it as it resonates. But again, I feel like I'm talking to masculine energy, okay? Not gender, the energy. And so this is somebody who does have very secret thoughts about you when you're not looking, right? When you're working so hard, it's like yes, they think about the sexual things. They think about how they could have sex with you. But more than anything, Men are looking at you as somebody that they could build with. Like, that's the thing that's really coming through here. Even though we have 8th house, and 8th house is connected with Scorpio energy, and Scorpio is connected with our reproductive organs, but we come back to that idea of becoming a parent with you. Like, this is what they think about what it would be like to have a child with you, what it would be like to experience that type of creation with you. And even if it was adoption, it wouldn't matter. It's like, that's still like a creation, because you're coming together as like-minded individuals to give this life an opportunity of love. And that's what they're like thinking all the time. It's like, what would it be like to be a parent with pile 2? What would it be like to have this type of luck in my life? Like, knowing that I could show up 100% and pile 2 would meet me 100%. Like, there is no 50-50 with you. There's no 40-60. There's no 70-30. There's no 80-20. Like, with you, it's 100 or nothing at all. And that's what turns them on, because they never met anybody that has the work drive that you have. And equally so, what turns them on is knowing that you're someone that they can relate with. That you've experienced some really difficult hardships in your life. That you've experienced some darkness, that you've experienced some hurts and some pain, some backstabbing, some really bad situations, okay? And they know that together you two would be a very powerful couple, right? And so that's what turns men on. They see beyond what you hide. Like, you hide a lot. You make sure that people don't see your sadness. It's like, the bigger the smile, the greater the pain. And that's what they see. You have this humongous smile on, which makes you beautiful, which makes you handsome, which makes you incredibly attractive. But there's something more behind the smile that they're seeing, that they're noticing. And that's what turns them on, because it's like, they want to get to know you. They want to get to know what makes you so determined, what makes you so hardworking, what makes you so disciplined in your life. Like, it feels like you're an answer to their prayer. Let's get the tarot on it and see what comes out in the tarot. So for pile number 2, source, what is it about pile number 2 that turns men on? And with the cards, we'll get a little bit more into the sexual side of things. The dice really weren't going there. I mean, even though we did have the 8th house come out, and that's taboo. So, you know, they may have some fetishes. They may think that you have some fetishes. You may have some fetishes. You know, whatever it is. But well, let's see what the cards say. Let's see. Source for pile number 2. What is it about pile number 2 that turns men on? Yeah, they definitely see like a romantic connection with you more than anything. I think that's what turns men on when they see you. Like, that's the turn on for them, is being able to connect with you romantically. Like, that's a big plus for them. These may be very stable men. They may be like in this position where they're ready to settle down, and they see you as someone to settle down with. What is it about pile number 2 that turns men on, source? Okay, you want me to talk about something else. You know, the other thing that turns men on is the fact that, and whether or not you do or you don't, you are somebody who's very independent, right? Why do I keep hearing that song, Miss Independent, by Kelly Clarkson? And so it's like they see you as someone who's very independent and someone who isn't afraid to take care of what needs to be taken care of. And that's another thing that they see as a big turn on for them. It's like, instead of expecting them to take care of you, they know that you would show up and it would be a team effort. And that's a big turn on. You know, no one really wants to be stuck in a position where they have to take care of somebody for their lives, you know, like, or be expected to, you know, like, oh, well, you're the man, it's your job to take care of me, and it's my job to be whatever I want to be, right? That's not fair. You know, that, and that expectation, it's you know, for women, it's been this oppression of feminism, right? But we also forget that we've also placed a lot of expectations on men. You know, it's been a two-way road. It's not to say that it hasn't been a patriarchal society, but it is definitely a two-way road. You know, one would not exist without the other. And so we're in a day and age now where it does take a team effort. Let's see. Yeah, this is somebody who's really sneaky about, like, they do not make it known that they like you. Okay, like these are men who don't come they're not forthright. Like, they're watching in the back wing. Yeah, work. It has to do with the way you build your life. Like, you're building up. All of society is stuck down here at the bottom of the totem pole, but here you are climbing your way up the ladder. So the other thing that's coming through is that you may be their boss. Okay, this could be one person that's like this, and you could be their boss, and that turns them on. Like, they feel like they, like, not as in like a BDSM. That was another pile, but this feels like, oh, with pile 2, like, they could boss me around and it would be a lot of fun, right? Yeah, see, there's a lot of people that are around you. They feel like it's unfair that you're so successful. Look, look at all these coins cards coming out. So it definitely has to do with work. Like, this is somebody you see at work all the time, or this is a group of men that you see at work. Maybe in the break room they talk about you while you're not there. Like, they're like, oh, and they may say like some crude things about you. Like, oh, pile number 2. Like, wouldn't you like to loosen their panties, or wouldn't you like to get, see them in their birthday suit? Wouldn't you like to see them stark ass naked and with their legs spread eagle, and that way, and teach them a thing or two so they're not always bossing people around? But in truth, like, it's like they're trying to keep up some facade so that they're not seen as actually being attracted to you, like truly being attracted to you. So there's like this masked energy where some men meet up to talk about you in a break room. Again, and this is a very specific situation, but this can also be used as an example. And all it is a facade. It's all of them coming together thinking, oh, if I play this mask, if I put this mask on, like, no one's going to know how attracted I am to pile 2. But it's all of them, right? They're all doing it. And it's like one person started it, and it, like, seemed like a safe bet for them to get out their, what it is that they want to do. But in a joking way that made it seem like, oh, I'm not actually attracted to pile 2. Like, we just talk about it because that's what we do, right? So that's why the Judgment is here. We have the 5 of Cups reversed. Yeah, these are men who are really nosy. Look at this. Look at this. This is okay. Okay, so these are men who are always trying to find out what it is that you're doing. Where are you going? What's next? Who's on the agenda? What's on the agenda? Oh, you got a meeting? And it's like every situation that they find, they use as a way to pass judgment out in wow, excuse me. If I can talk. Whew, it felt like someone poked my throat. Like, I just got a throat punch. Like, bam! Like, no, you're not going to say this. I don't want them to know this about me. Woo! It was strong. Okay, so they go about trying to find out information about you so that they can have conversation topics of judgment on you to the people who are around, because they don't want to be seen. They want to be seen in this light. I'm not willing to commit. I'm not willing to be there. I'm not willing to have this connection with pile 2, right? And this is just a very these are very childish men. I don't feel like this is somebody that is ever going to come forward. This is somebody who fantasizes about you, pile 2, or this is a group of men who fantasize about you. They're not actually worth your time. I just want to point that out, okay? I mean, maybe one of them is, but this is just like a generalized group of men coming through here that really use your business as a way to pass some sort of time at the office, it feels like, or at work. And it's almost like maybe you got a position very quickly in your job. Like, you went from being at the bottom and you climbed up very quickly because of the amount of work that you put through, which we have seen here with Capricorn. That's something that turns men on, is how you work hard. But they also come back with this energy of like, oh, it's unfair. Pile 2 has management. Pile 2's a leader. Pile 2's now a president. Pile 2's a VP. Like, Pile 2's co-owner. Whatever it is, it's like you've climbed up. the latter, and it's like they think it's unfair. They say it's unfair, but in truth, they actually admire you, and that's a big turn on. It's almost like they're trying. What I was saying. Now I understand why I was bringing up those stereotypes of feminists and with the masculines and everything. It's like they're still trying to play into that. Oh, women shouldn't make more money than I do, or like someone who's new shouldn't make more money than I do because I have tenure and I'm the man and I'm blah blah blah. You know, whatever it is, right? But it's all a facade. They don't actually believe it. They're just saying it because they feel like that's what everybody expects them to say. Right? And so it turns them on how hard you work. In fact, they're just like, whoa, like if I actually had pile 2 in my life, maybe I could be a sugar baby, you know, like maybe they could take care of me. Maybe they could, you know, I wouldn't have to take care of someone else. Like I wouldn't be expected to take care of someone else. And it's just like, what a trip. Like what a twisted way to show that you care about someone, right? And so that's the thing. It's like, this is somebody who probably does go home and masturbate to you, especially with judgment here. It's like that energy of like, right? We have the trumpet here, and that talks about like being hard, and that talks about like having this moment of like, right? When the trumpet blows, it's like the semen goes, okay? Sorry, I'm like embarrassing myself, but at the same time I know this is what I promised y'all, so this is absolutely an 18 and up video, but that's what it is. It's like they blow their trumpet and they don't want to tell anybody that. Like, could you imagine if at the office they're saying all these things about you, but then in secret they go home and they masturbate thinking about what life would be like with you, or what it would be like to have, again, like they see you maybe as someone who's uptight, and even though that's a turn on, it's like they just want to loosen you up, and so they imagine what you would be like. It's like they think that because you're so uptight that you're so fantastic in bed. That's exactly what this is. And it's like, this is something that they peek at. Like they peek at thinking what it would be like to loosen up your grip on reality, or your grip on life, which in truth, it's like you work hard because that's where you've been through enough. You've been through enough in your life that it's like, you know, if you work hard, that's where your luck comes from. And this person wants to see what you are behind closed doors. They see the sadness behind your eyes. Like, again, it does feel like there's a group of men here, but it also feels like there is one man coming through here that he's just too shy to say anything. He's too much in his head. He's too much trying to be like what society wants him to be like, right? It's like he's not going to communicate what he wants. He's not going to come forward. They're not listening about, you know, like to their heart. They're not listening to how they feel. This is more like listening to, you know, what happens with others. And so it's like there's this loss of it's like the heightened attraction comes from the forbidden fruit. Okay, that's what it feels like. And so this person, whatever it is, they do need to go and see somebody about this broken feeling of communication that they have with you. That's what it feels like. But they're really turned on. Like it's almost like a fantasy is playing out in their head, and there's no sense of reality coming through here. None whatsoever, okay? And honestly, you may actually run into a fact where you may know exactly who this is or who these people are, because they're beginning to get lazy. With this two combination of cards here, they're beginning to get lazy. They're beginning to, it's like they've done it so many times that like you could very well walk into the break room just because you went to go get coffee, or you wanted to go make tea or get your lunch. You left it in the big fridge or whatever it is, right? You end up walking in while they're discussing this, and it's like it's like not, it's like the cat's out of the bag, y'all. That's what it is. The cat's out of the bag. Like there's no coming back from that. And it may just cause a lot of tension is what I'm feeling between you. And that turns them on too. It's almost like they want to get caught. Like, it's like, this is somebody who wouldn't care. Like, if y'all were having, sex, if y'all were fucking, if y'all were bumping pee-pees, if you were bumping uglies, whatever you want to call it, right? If you were doing that, like, this is someone who actually gets a thrill out of people potentially walking in on them. They'd want to do it in a place where someone could walk in on them, right? And it's like, this is also someone who hopes that maybe through their, like I was saying, they're in this fantasy world. They're hoping that this fantasy will come true, that you will somehow make that come true to them, for them. And really, it's not going to. It's really not going to. You're going to have to disconnect from this. Something's going to happen where these people are going to have to step outside of your life, or you're going to have to set some strong boundaries with this person, or with these people, because it's just going to get overwhelming. But again, this is just a story that's coming through here. It's very interesting, but a lot of men do really think about what it would be like to just have a booty call with you, or multiple booty calls. Like, they don't want anything serious. These are men who don't want anything serious. These are literally men who are just physically attracted to you. It has something to do with your eyes. You may have very beautiful eyes, very unique eyes, a very unique color of eyes, or very bright eyes. And it has something to do with whatever's going on inside, the turmoil that's going on behind closed doors. It's like feeling like they could relate to you on a level that they can't otherwise relate to you on. But none of that's ever going to come to a head here, because these particular men in this group are they're just very childish. These are very childish men. They're not in a good place. Like, they're just not. These are the men who watch porn all the time because they don't get enough, or they don't get it anywhere. And so all they can do is watch porn. And so you become like their weird fanatical porn situation at work. It's like they can't watch porn at work, and so they watch you and they imagine in their head what it would be like to be with you, to have you walk in on them, to have you do this, to have you do that, right? And so this is interesting. We have this flip over. We have simple acts of kindness. Kindness energizes you and brings happiness to those around you. These may be energy vampires, and they may be bringing you gifts, or they may be trying to do things for you just to get your attention, right? But they also see you as being surrounded by a lot of people. Your ability to network and to find good people in high places is something that attracts them. It's almost like they wish they could come to your level just so that they could have the connections that you have, and that turns them on. But it really is your lifestyle that turns them on. That may sound weird, but it's like sometimes people fantasize about living another's life, and rather than doing their own work to get there, it's like they just rather live vicariously through you. And that's exactly what it sounds like with this particular group of men. So we have Libra. Yeah, consideration, fairness, and harmony. And that's another thing that turns them on, is you're very balanced. Like, you're not afraid to go the distance. You're not afraid to do the hard work. You're not afraid to do what it takes. And you have a lot of peace and harmony. So, like, when you're around, like, it's like everybody around you is filled with a sense of peace. Like, there may be difficult situations at work, but when you walk in, it's like no one was able to solve it. And then you walk in and you're actually able to see it from both sides and come to some sort of common agreement between parties. And so it's like, that's what turns men on about you, is that you're so fair and considerate. It's like you're in this energy of being able to take care of what needs to be taken care of. And that's another thing. So like I was saying at the beginning, this feels like I'm talking to a masculine. You may be a man that's on this reading, okay? And this is a very specific energy that's coming through here. But the reason that they're like this and their fantasy about it is because that's not what they've gone for in the past. Like, they've always been with women, and now they're very attracted to a man, and they're like, whoa, this is unusual. Like, and that's why they're like this. It's almost like trying to convince themselves that they're not bisexual, or that they're not secretly gay, or that they couldn't, they're trying to convince themselves that they wouldn't enjoy this, even though in secret they know that they would. Okay, and that's a very specific message. So we have number 21, lioness, protection. Yeah, you're very, when you need to be, you're very fierce. But we also have this energy of the eyes coming through. She has blue eyes in this. And your light, it's the light that you shine. Like, but you're also, like, look at how she's dressed. Like, she has this robe on. It's, like, covered from head to toe, right? Like, you're very much in this modest energy. You very much take care of yourself. You show up very professional. And you're not somebody who dresses obscurely or obscenely at work or wherever it is that you are. Like, you're very modest in your approach. You may wear sweaters. You may wear coats, you may wear blazers, you're just like covered all the time. And you know, or you may wear, I'm sorry, I don't know what those are called, the ones that cover your face. Please help me out, guys. I'm so sorry, I don't know what those are called, but like, you're always covered, right? Literally, I'm getting this image of being covered from the head down, like just completely covered. They can't see anything, and so it's like easier to imagine what you look like underneath and fantasize about that than to take action and see if there's a connection there, because they know they'll never have a deep emotional connection with you. They know that, and so they know that you're going to shoot them down because you respect yourself too much. Okay, vigilance with stone people. Yeah, this is what turns them on. The thing that turns them on about you, pile 2, like the main thing here, is how hard you work. You don't let anybody deter you from your path. And it doesn't matter what you're doing, what you've got going on, or what is going on outside of you. Like, you still show up and you work hard. You do what's necessary to build your wealth, to build your fame, to build your success, to build your status, your tenure, whatever it is you're working on. You're building it, and you built it from the ground up. And a lot of men are attracted to that, but they won't say it because it makes them feel emasculated, right? Like, it's something that, it's like, if I came forward and said this to pile 2, like, I would feel like I was a nobody, a good for nothing nobody. So, but this is definitely a very, very big group of childish men coming through here that just, there's a lot of secret energy here. It's like, if I revealed that I liked pile 2, it would completely corrupt their identity and their self with what they built with everyone, right? The mask that they put on would come flying off, and they're not comfortable with that. And so you bring out that innermost, deepest recess of these men, and that's uncomfortable, and that's a lot of why they say these things about you when you're not looking, and a lot of why they just don't care anymore if you walk in on it, because it's almost like they want to be caught so that they can pretend even more. And so for you, I feel like you know exactly who these people are, and it's like you're just kind of like trying to stay away from them. And so just keep doing you, pile 2. I know this wasn't really a great pile, so you might resonate with one of the other ones, but just know that this is what I have. This is it. This is what came out. So if it resonated, hit that thumbs up button down below. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. But until next time, stay human. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. This is if you were drawn to this beautiful piece of garnet, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle. This is going to be a reading on what is it about you that turns men on. Keeping in mind these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Also, if you didn't catch the shuffle at the beginning, that's perfectly fine. I just want to put out there that if you can't get enough of me, or if you're looking to know what it is my story is, and getting some advice, some tips and tricks on how to navigate your journey further, make sure you check out the description box below, where I have a link for you to go to my new podcast, which will launch on Spotify. It should be up and running as this is, once this video loads. And I'm going to have a new episode every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday coming out for you, where you can take me on the go and listen to me further and yeah, I just appreciate everyone that supports me in any one way, shape, or form. You guys are so awesome, and I thank you so much. So let's go ahead and get into your reading, pile number 3, and find out what is it about you that turns men on? What is it about pile 3, source, that turns men on? 1 and 18 plus reading, source. Give it to us dark and dirty. Let's see what's going on with the highest light and love messages, okay? What is it about pile number 3 that turns men on? Don't be afraid to go there, source. What is it about pile 3 that turns men on? Maybe I shouldn't be afraid to go there. Okay, so we have 3rd house with South Node and Virgo. You seem very innocent. This is like a childhood friend. So this could be a group of men, but also just keep in mind that with the 3rd house coming in, this is somebody that you've known since school. Okay, like somebody that you may not even be aware of. Yeah, okay. Put that there. No, I'm going to put it there. Okay, there we go. So what is it about you, pile 3, with the 3rd house here, synchronicity coming through, that turns them on? They have watched you grow. This is somebody that knew you when you were at your lowest, and when you struggled, and when you went through the hardships and the hard times. This is somebody who really saw you then, and they see you now. They see you as somebody that's humble, that's modest, that you take care of yourself, you take care of your body, you show up for yourself. You're detail oriented. Yes, these are things that turn them on. These are things that they could see themselves really benefiting from as well, okay? And I know that seems kind of rough, but at the same time, that's the truth. That's what's coming through, is like I can benefit from pile number 3's meticulous energy, and that's something that turns them on, because they've never met anybody that's been as dedicated as you, someone that has shown up just like you, someone that does the things quite like you. Also, we have this energy, just so you know, with the South Node here, this is very much that energy of learning the lessons and letting them go. And so maybe they saw you go through some really rough relationships, and you finally let that go, and you may be single now, or you may be in a position where you're letting go of an old relationship. And now they want to come forward and say, hey, pile 3, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me. Okay. I keep seeing from Finding Nemo, the seagulls are like, mine? Mine? That's what it feels like. Like, this person just always wondered when they would have a shot with you, and that's what really turns them on, is just seeing you grow from a child into an adult, and they really like are turned on by how you turned out. Like, I'm hearing the ugly duckling syndrome. Like, maybe you're kind of gawky as a kid, like a nerd or whatever. Like, you didn't do your hair, or you didn't get dressed up, and then when you got older, you changed your fashion sense. Like, you started doing your makeup, you started doing things for yourself, and now you're just like this beautiful being. And it's not like you weren't beautiful then. They were still attracted to you then. But it's like you went from like this energy of not being very attractive to everyone else to suddenly now everybody is attracted to you. And they've always been attracted to you. And it's like they want to know how they can have an end to your life. But again, it feels like a very past energy, especially with the South Node coming in here. Especially with the South Node. This is somebody from the past. Then we have the 3rd house here, which indicates childhood friends. Obviously, this is not a sibling. I hope it's not a sibling. I mean, I guess you could have that whole stepbrother, stepsister type thing here going on, whatever. But I'm really getting the vibes that this is a childhood friend. This is somebody you've known for a long time, or this is like maybe your sibling's friend, somebody that you've known for a long time, right? And they've always wondered how they could get their foot in the door. And now there may be an opportunity that's presented itself where they could potentially come in. But they're scared. There's a scared energy here. Because they're turned on by everything that you do. Didn't feel very descriptive, but that's okay. The dice just are trying to explain to us who this is. I feel with anything, that's just how it's going to go. Let's find out. Let's get some tarot on it. Yeah, they want to build with you, but see, they're just too scared to come forward. It's almost like trying to figure out what they can say to manipulate you to see them as they see you. And it's like not necessarily a bad type of manipulation. They're just trying, like, this is somebody who practices speeches over and over again in the mirror, trying to figure out, like, what to say. You know, when they show in movies someone that says hello like 1,000 times, they say hi. No, that's not good. Hello. Ugh, what was that? Hi. Oh, that just sounds creepy. You know what? That's exactly what they do. Like, they're doing that over and over again in the mirror. But it's like, really, if they just showed up as they are and just came and been like, hey, pile 3, what's up? How's it going? Hey, I think you and I should date. I think we should go out. Like, I think we should do the dirty dance. Whatever it is. You know, I feel like you'd be cool in a sense of not being cool with the action or whatever, but just being cool, like, okay, like, at least this person's showing up as a real person, right? Like, but I don't know. What is it about pile 3 that turns men on, Source? What can you tell us? What is it about pile 3 that turns men on? Yeah, like, you're, like, completing a lot of cycles. So maybe even saying no to this person is a cycle for you. Letting them go, like, maybe it's just, or maybe it's a new beginning. Who knows? It could be anything, right? It's going to be different for each one of you. What is it about pile 3 that turns men on, Source? That you persevere, too. That's another energy that's coming through here. It's like, what turns men on is that you never give up. No matter how hard things get, like, you just don't roll over and give up. Like, you always show up and do your best. There's very, like, like, more than anything, it's admiration that's coming through. What is it about pile 3 that turns men on, Source? What is it about pile 3 that turns men on? Thank you. What is it about pile number 3 that turns men on, Source? This one. Thank you. What is it about pile number 3 that turns men on, Source? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, look. Ace of Coins on the bottom. Like, you've manifested the life of your dreams. Like, it's like, not that they didn't believe in you. I feel like they did, but I feel like that's the thing. It's like, now that you've done it, and look, what is it about you that turns them on? You're in this Empress energy. You're beautiful. You're successful. You have independence. You don't need anybody. You're creating the life that you want. You're doing everything that you want for yourself. And this is what turns you on. Look, we have 3 again. Another synchronicity for you, pile number 3. But you have this beautiful energy of being able... Look, this is somebody who's been in love with you for a long time. We have starting with an ace and ending with an ace. That's very synchronistic. Let's see what else comes through here. Yeah, okay, so... Okay, let me see what the cards are. Yeah, let me see what's coming out. Okay. 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 Okay? Oh, okay. Okay. Alright, so... with you, pile 3, this is the thing. Like, you're letting go. Okay, like, you've been in situations that have left you really, like, heartbroken and hurt and awful situations that left you hopeless and almost like you shouldn't have ever been able to get out of it. And yet what turns men on is they've seen you let go of situations, including love. They've seen you let go of love situations that it was like, oh, pile 3 is going to be with that person forever. Okay, especially if this is a childhood friend. They just assumed you were going to be with whoever you were with for forever, and you're not, and you let it go. And even though it was hard for you, this is something that was difficult for you. This is something that was hard because you weren't looking at what was actually going on in the situation. And so now you have this energy coming through where you've left this person feeling hopeless and in a cold, like, you may have been really cold to them. You may have been like, look, I'm not in a position where I can give you what you want. So they could have come through already, right? That's what I'm saying. Some are going to say no. Like, some are going to have to say no. And so this could even be the ex coming through, right? And it's like they're still turned on by you because they know what it is to be with you. And that's the thing that we have going on here. It's like you have this beautiful ability of filling people up and bringing a lot of abundance into people's lives, no matter where you go. But you realize that, okay? And that turns people on because now you're no longer being self-sacrificing. And it's like, how do I get pile number 3 to give me themselves again like they used to. Because now you're cold. And as odd as that sounds, it's like that's actually a very attractive thing, to become cold and distant from people when you were so used to giving. When you put yourself in a hopeless situation, it was like chasing people's energy, and now you're no longer chasing. Like, you're the one that's drawn back in to yourself. And now you've left others hopeless because they don't know how to connect with your energy, and now they're just like chasing you. And you're just like, whatever. Whatever you want, boo, because you do you, and that's how it's going to be, because I don't give a darn, gosh, darn, damn it, whatever. Right? And that's the thing. It's like, you're this beautiful, beautiful person. And they see you as someone who's hot and sexy and full of life. They see you as being up for anything. They also see you not giving it to anybody just willy-nilly. They see you as somebody that, like, when you give it to them, like, you're in it, and you're in it because you care about the situation, right? And it's like, they see this as somebody who is, like, they see, like, having a child with you. You have two pregnancies here. You have the Empress, and you have the Queen of Swords here. That's, like, two pregnancies. Like, she looks pregnant, and the Empress is seen as a fertile figure, right? So they see you as someone that they could have a family with, and yes, that turns men on. You'd be surprised at how many men that turns on. The ability to have a family with somebody, to pass on their seed, to pass on their legacy. And they see that with you. Right? Also, this is a reminder to you that if you do have a sexual encounter, make sure you bring condoms, make sure you're safe, because this could mean that you're about to get pregnant, or if that's what you're looking for, this is just saying, confirming, yes, you will get pregnant soon, but just saying, yeah, they just see you as someone that they can build with. Like, when we think about the family, we think about building with somebody, right? There's also a sense of stability with you. Okay, this is kind of off subject here. I'm sorry, I was getting a message here, and I was kind of like confused because I was like, really, you want me to say that in here? So this is a message to you, Pile 3. This could be for one person. This could be a group. But maybe you've had experiences where sex has been painful in the past, and so whereas yes, you'd like to know that you're still seen as sexy, it's also very hard for you to have intercourse with people, and they're just saying to make sure that you get that checked out if you haven't. Don't be afraid, but there's something about getting it checked out now because you don't want it to turn into something worse in the future. And that's a very specific message here, and that has to do with the Queen of Swords and the Star in the reverse. And that's why I was sitting there, I was like, why are you wanting me to say this on this message? But you know what, hey, what I have to say, what comes through. But yeah, there's a need to get that checked out, okay? There's a need to get that checked out, especially right here next to the Nameless card. Like, you don't want it to turn into something that could be really long-term a problem, rather than if it's just taking some pills right now. I'm not saying STD-wise or anything like that. I mean, it could be, but, or an STI. I feel like this is deeper than that. This is something that's very serious. This is for my women out there. If it's painful having sex, if it's painful having intercourse or painful with penetration, go and get that checked out. Okay, there's something about that there that's coming through here very strongly. And yeah, that was just so random. That was really random. But what else turns them on is they see you as somebody that's very loving, and that is something that they don't get very often. It's like, no matter what, you still show up as this beautiful, kind, loving person. And that's something that turns them on because they know you've been through a lot of hardships. They know you've let go of things that haven't served you. Right? this is interesting too, because I feel like they also feel that they could give you something for sex. They feel like if they took you out to dinner, right? And again, we have that friendship coming through here. They feel like if they took you out to dinner, that you would give them what they want, like sex. Like, this is like somebody who, if I buy you a nice hotel room for the night, I expect you to have sex with me. This could even be a group of men coming through thinking that they could get whatever they want from you just by giving you a little. Like, if I give a little bit to pile 3, then I'll take whatever I want. Okay, and that turns them on, because they think that even though you've been through some hard situations and you've overcome them, they still think that maybe you're a little naive, and I don't think that's the case at all. And just remember, like, if you've been in situations like that, like, if a man takes you out, no matter what he takes you to, I don't care if he buys you a ticket for a yacht, and y'all spend out on the yacht, and he gives you dinner or whatever, sex is never, ever, ever a requirement. Ever. 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 Hear me, pile 3, ever. It is never, ever a requirement. Never. No, don't ever feel guilty about that, and don't let them pressure you into it. No means no. And if you don't want to have it, don't. Don't have it. And don't think that just because he spoiled you, that he's worth your time either. And I don't know. I feel like I need to say that. So the other thing that we have coming in here is that it's like they know that you would be someone that would get emotionally attached. And that turns them on. This is a group of men who think that they can control you. That's why this is South Node energy now. That makes sense. Okay, that's the thing that's coming through here. It's like they really think that they could control you. And that's why we have the scythe coming down here. Like, you've let go of loving situations because you're so emotional, and that's a good thing, right? That's a beautiful thing, and that's what turns them on, is how emotional you are. But this is also a group of men who feel like they can control you because you're so emotional. They also feel like you're somebody who... Why do I feel like I hear that song by Rihanna, like, I'm wetter than an ocean? Like, how does that song go? I just heard it the other day and I can't think. Well, anyways, that's the line that's coming through. Wetter than an ocean. Like, that's something that's coming through here. They feel like you'd always stay wet. Okay? Like, and that's the thing here. And that's another thing here with the death in reverse here. They feel like that you've never actually had good sex before. That's something that turns them on, because they fantasize about being the one that gives you the best sex. What a weird thing. They don't even know your story, but they still fantasize about being the one that, I'm gonna be their best lay. Like, I'm gonna be the one that fucks them the best. I'm gonna give them it to them at hardest. Like, I'm gonna be the one that gives them. What is this? What is this? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to laugh. That is so funny. They don't know anything about your previous partners. They think that maybe you fake orgasmed all the time or in every other relationship. And they really believe that they would be the ones that just, like, made you not walk, made you not be able to have, whatever, like, had to sit out for a week. And that's something, like, this is a very egoic energy here that they're coming from, that turns them on, just believing, convincing themselves that, pile number 3's never had good sex. Like, they've never had anybody, like, turn them out like that. Like, you've never had anybody make their toes curl, right? Like, hello, they don't know. How do they know that you haven't made your own toes curl? They don't. They just really believe that because you're so emotional, that you just were in it for love and not for the physical aspect of it. And that's what turns them on, because they feel like they could control you by getting you emotionally connected to them, and as well as giving you this deep love. Like, whoa. And that's the thing, it's like they're in this place of really believing that they're not even worthy of you anyways, but they still desire this. They still desire this from you. They still they still think about this with you. Like, this is somebody who just constantly imagines you in their head. Like, when they're with another woman or with another person or another man, it doesn't matter, right? Wherever you're at, when they're with someone, they're imagining you. This is, what is it? This is somebody who always, what is that term? I can't even remember that term. There's a term for it, but it's like when you're imagining someone else and you're actually in the deed, but you're imagining it with somebody else. Right? And so they really believe that they're not worthy of your time, and they're just going to sit here and watch you. So, but that's it. You're the person they get off to. You're the person that they can't stop fantasizing about. You're the person that they want it all with, but they really believe that they could spoil you. Spoil the Empress. Yeah, right. You're coming in as a queen and a Queen of Swords in the reverse, first of all, as this person, or this group of men, whoever they are, coming in as a Queen of Reverse, thinking that they're going to impress the Empress? Come on, like, let's be real here. Y'all are way too, this is somebody that's, you're out of their league. Far out of their league, and they know it. And they know it, but they really fantasize about being able to get you to fall in love with them. Right? Especially if this is a friend. Like, I don't, honestly, pile 3, I don't feel like this is ever going to be a person that comes forward. This is just like a hope and a prayer that one day maybe you'll see them the way that they see you. Yeah, look. We have profound relationships, intimacy, and romantic partnerships. Okay, this is what they want with you. They want a romantic partnership with you. They have intimacy with you on some level. Okay, again, this shows that there is some intimacy here. There is a relationship here. But I feel like this is more like a friendship. This is something that's not ever going to be more than what it is. Okay, and it could be a group. This could be a group of men who think this too. It doesn't matter. But it's just, it's like more acquaintance energy. It's more like, oh no, we're never going to be like that. Like, we're never going to have it like that. Like, that's not ever going to be like that. You know, and it's like maybe you've told this person some things. Yeah, they can't let you go. This person cannot let you go. Like, they're holding on. And they're trying to be a protector for you. Like, this is someone who comes in that tries to pretend to protect you, who tries to be there for you, who tries to do, and it's all with an ulterior motive. Okay, and it's not to ruin friendships here. That's not what this is. It's like this person just tries to play a good part in hopes that they'll be seen as relationship material, and they're not. Like this is not somebody I feel like you're even attracted to. Yeah, because you're too stable on your own. You've learned how to become stable on your own. Look, they're drowning down here like a child in the water. Yeah, but he feels like he's flailing out here. It's like they're in the water flailing, and you're up here peaceful, living your life in your stable realm as an empress, doing what you want, living your life, and it's like they're over here wondering, how do I get to pile 3 in this way? Like, this is somebody who may have approached you in a very sexual manner, and you said no. We're not going to have conversations like this, and they respected those boundaries, but it doesn't mean that they don't have them in their head. Like, this is somebody who really thinks, like, if I become this really rich person, then pile 3 will want me, because obviously all they want is money, right? Like, that's this energy, because you're an empress who's stable on your own. But no. And so that turns them on, thinking that they could really work hard enough to get you. They really think that. Like, they really think that they have a chance. This is an interesting person. Yeah, slow down, pause, and allow things to unfold. So I feel like this is actually a message for you. Like, don't cut off a friendship just because. Like, just kind of let things happen right now. So just, maybe not get so involved in it. But also, like, again, this is them. I feel like, honestly, this person has wet dreams about you a lot. Okay, like, see, they're, like, sleeping here, and there's, like, this couple dancing here. You have the spider web. Like, they're trying to keep this connection alive, because they're hoping that that you will be rejected enough for them to step in and say, hey, let me have a chance. You're the empress. You don't get rejected. You're the one that does the rejection. And if you do get rejected, you know that they're not up to your level. They're just trying to make themselves feel better. Like, and I'm not trying to be ruthless or rude here. That's just the truth. Like, we have 9 and 9. Yeah, this is something that you're bringing to a close. You're bringing this connection to a close. You're bringing situations like this to a close. Okay? Why are we talking about this? You know what? I have to go with the way the cards are. This is just the energy that's coming through. You love a lot. And you deserve somebody who loves you back. Not somebody who sees you as a sex toy. Not somebody who sees you as just a hit it and quit it type energy. Not somebody who sees you as a let me get my load out. Okay? Because that's exactly what this feels like. You've just been a reason for ejaculation for these men. Okay? And you are sexy. You are beautiful. You're amazing. You're undeniably attractive. Okay? And that's what turns men on. But a lot of these men that are coming through, at least in this pile, okay, you may resonate with one of the other piles, and that's fine. You don't have to watch any of the others if you're just wondering. But with this pile, you're incredibly sexy. You're incredibly attractive. You're beautiful. You're independent. You stand on your own. You don't need a man in your life. Okay? And so because of that, they don't even have the capacity to come forth and ask you if you go out on a date with them. They just rather fantasize of what it would be like to control you, which is old energy that you're letting go of. Maybe you'd been in controlling relationships before. Or you've been in relationships where you were just a sex toy or a sex thing or a plaything or whatever you want to name it, right? Like maybe you've been in situations like that before. It's also humbled you when it's come to relationships and how you build your connections. And you realize that you are in situations like that because of past energies, past wounds, whatever it is coming through here, right? So, look. Mountain strength. This is what turns them on. They can't help but see your strength. They can't help but see you as somebody who's more powerful than they'll ever be. You're a divine feminine. Okay, this feels like a divine feminine to me coming through here. You stand powerful. And you're also unmoved and unbothered by the way that they show up. It's like, if you're going to act like that, I'm unmoved by you. I'm completely unmoved. I don't care. It's like, you show up how you're going to show up, because eventually you're going to show me your true colors, and I'm going to know exactly what moves I need to make for myself. Not for you, for myself. Because in the past, I feel like you were a people pleaser. And so right now we have this energy. What turns you on about men? To be honest, pile 3, it's the fact that you've turned into your divine feminine self. Like you've let go of all those things that were holding you down, and you've uncovered who you are at your core. And now you're standing firm in yourself, and you are seen as relationship material. But there are still a few stragglers in your energy who really just want to fantasize about you in this way and see you as something that they can conquer and have as a trophy on their shelf, rather than seeing you as a person. And I'm sorry, that seems so ruthless here, right? And these are fun readings. They're just meant to be informative and, just fun. Like, that's all it's meant to be. It's just confirming your intuition mostly. And the thing is here is that when they see you, it's like they know that you're out of their league, and there's nothing they can do to come up to your level, because nobody wants to put in the amount of work that you've put in. Okay? So this is what I see for you. If it resonates, hit that thumbs up button down below. And I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. But until next time, stay human. Bye.